a story that I really like. It's from a book called The Dot. I don't know if you've come across it. It's written by an author. Actually, I got to meet when I was in Boston last year. And the story begins like this. It's just a child in a classroom learning how to draw. And the teacher goes to the child, and she notices that the child's just a white page. She hasn't drawn anything on that page. So she says, well, it looks like a polar bear in a blizzard. And the child says, ha ha ha, very funny. But then the teacher ends up saying something else to her. She says, she smiles, and she says, why don't you just make a mark and see where it takes you? She didn't know how to draw, but so out of frustration, she takes her pen and she's like, she makes a big dot onto the page. So the teacher takes it, looks at it, reads it, goes, gives it back to the student, and says, please, sign. So the student is just kind of surprised. The little girl is really surprised by this. She signs it. She says, please, I can sign it. She signed it. And hands it to the teacher. A couple days come around, and she goes to the classroom, and she notices that her dot that she made on this little page that she signed was framed in this little golden swirly frame. And then she looks at her drawing and she says, if I'm going to frame something like this, if the teacher's going to really put my art up like this, I might as well make something better out of this, right? So she starts making all kinds of dots. And so she practices drawing and painting, and she makes a red dot, and a green dot, and a blue dot, and all of these things. And finally she makes a dot without making a dot, and she becomes engaged in this art so much that then she ends up having an exposition of her artwork, which is all about all the dots that she's made, some with different colors. And the story ends when she's at this art exposition, and there's a little boy that comes to see her, and he says to her, oh, I could never draw, I could never get this done. And so Vishnu, the little kid, says, here's a piece of paper, show me. So the young boy takes a thing and makes a little line like this, and then she looks at it, that's interesting. Please sign it. And the little boy signs it. And now the continuation of making a difference, the wave of influence will continue on from one person to another. Today I'm here to help you make that kind of difference in different ways, to help make your mark on the students that you work with every day. And I believe this presentation is really important to you because in your role as an advisor, all of what you have to do with students, right? All of it has to do with students, first of all, but a lot of it has to do with communicating with students in particular ways. And if you don't take anything else from my presentation today, one of the things I want you to understand is that without communication, it's impossible to create any kind of relationship. And it's certainly impossible to relate. So in order for you to understand that, we're going to do just a small little thing. So pick a person right next to you, around those tables. So pick somebody you don't know. I know we don't all the time say to people we like, so there you go. Pick somebody you don't know for just a second. Okay, there you go.